What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, you are losing something you will never get back? It's happening to you. It's happening to me. It's happening to everyone. Every second that passes is gone forever. But here's the real tragedy. Most people don't even realize they're wasting their time until it's too late. Imagine waking up one day, looking at your life and realizing nothing has changed. You're still stuck in the same place with the same regrets, the same unfinished dreams, and then it hits you. You've lost 5 years, 10 years, maybe even more. Seneca, in On the Shortness of Life, wrote, "It's not that we have a short life, but that we waste a lot of it." So let me ask you, how much of your time have you already wasted? How many hours have slipped through your fingers, spent on distractions, meaningless conversations, scrolling, waiting, delaying? The truth is brutal. If you don't take control of your time, someone else will. But it's not too late. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop wasting your time, apply Stoic wisdom, and take back your life before it's too late. Because one day, you'll wake up and there will be no more time left. And the question is, will you be ready? 1. The invisible trap. How you're losing time without realizing. There's a terrifying truth that most people never realize until it's too late. You are losing time every second, every minute, without even noticing. Not because you choose to waste it, but because time is slipping through your fingers in ways you don't even perceive. If someone were to ask you right now how you spent the last 24 hours, would you be able to account for every hour with something truly meaningful? Or would you struggle to remember, lost in a haze of routine, distractions, and trivial activities? People think that wasting time means lying in bed all day doing absolutely nothing. But the real danger isn't in deliberate laziness. It's in the illusion of productivity. You wake up, go through your morning routine, answer emails, check social media, work on multiple small tasks, run errands, respond to messages, watch a few videos, and before you know it, the day is over. You feel like you were busy all day, but deep down, you know nothing substantial was accomplished. This is the busy but empty syndrome, the silent destroyer of time. You mistake movement for progress, but you are simply running in circles. You are busy, but you are not productive. And this is how people wake up years later, wondering where their life went. Your brain is part of the problem. It is wired to seek low-effort, high-reward activities, things that feel like work but require minimal thinking. That's why social media scrolling, replying to random messages, or consuming endless self-improvement content gives you a dopamine hit that tricks you into believing you are doing something valuable. The problem is that none of it moves your life forward. Deep down, you know this. You have felt that frustration, that unsettling sense of time slipping away without any real progress. But why does it keep happening? Because your brain finds deep focus and real work uncomfortable. Writing a book, building a business, getting in shape. These require sustained effort and delayed gratification, something your brain actively resists in favor of mindless activity that feels urgent but is ultimately useless. Marcus Aurelius, in Meditations, warned about this trap centuries ago. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Think about that for a second. If today was your last day, would you be proud of how you spent it? Would you be satisfied knowing that the hours you had were spent on things that truly mattered? Or would you feel regret, realizing that most of your time was spent reacting to life instead of actively shaping it? If you want to break free from this invisible trap, start by confronting the reality of your time usage. Take out a piece of paper and write down everything you did yesterday, every single activity, no matter how small. Now go through that list and highlight the things that actually mattered, the things that brought you closer to your goals or had a lasting impact. If 90% of what you did was meaningless, you have your answer. Most people avoid this exercise because deep down they don't want to face the truth. They would rather convince themselves that they are too busy instead of admitting that they are choosing to waste time in subtle, unconscious ways. But if you have the courage to look at your time honestly, you will see where it's disappearing. And once you see it, you can no longer ignore it. That awareness is your first step toward change. If you don't take control of your time, someone else will. Companies, social media platforms, news outlets, and even the people around you are constantly fighting for your attention. They want to steal your time because your time is valuable, more valuable than money, more valuable than anything else you possess. The question is, are you going to let them? 2. The biggest thief of your time: how other people control your life. You think you own your time, but you don't. You believe you decide how to spend your day, but the truth is, you are constantly reacting to other people's demands, interruptions, and expectations. Every day, without realizing it, you hand over chunks of your time, your most precious, non-renewable resource, to others. And if you don't take it back, you will wake up one day with nothing left. The worst part, it's happening in ways so subtle that you barely notice. Your phone buzzes, someone sent you a message, you check it, reply, and before you know it, you're scrolling mindlessly. A coworker stops by your desk for just a minute, but that minute stretches into 10. You sit down to work, but suddenly you remember a friend asked for a quick favor. You tell yourself it's nothing, just a small interruption. But multiply these by 100, by 1,000, and what do you have left? A day filled with distractions, a week lost to obligations that weren't even yours to begin with, a lifetime spent reacting instead of creating. Most people aren't deliberately stealing your time, but that doesn't make the theft any less real. Every notification, every unnecessary meeting, every guilt-driven obligation pulls you further away from what truly matters. The worst offenders aren't strangers. They are the people closest to you: family, friends, co-workers. The expectation that you should be available at all times, ready to answer, ready to listen, ready to drop everything for someone else's priorities. That is the invisible chain wrapped around your time. The psychology behind this is simple. Humans are social creatures. We are wired to respond to others, to seek approval, to avoid disappointing people. It feels easier to say yes than to say no. It feels more natural to check a message than to stay focused on deep work. The instant feedback of social interaction gives a sense of fulfillment, even when it leads nowhere. The problem is, in trying to keep everyone happy, you slowly let go of control over your own life. You spread yourself thin, giving away tiny pieces of time until there is nothing left for yourself. Epictetus warned about this long ago in discourses. If you do not control your own time, someone else will. He understood that letting external forces dictate your actions is the fastest way to lose yourself. You cannot achieve anything meaningful if you spend your days fulfilling everyone else's agenda. You cannot build, create, or grow if your time is constantly hijacked by other people's wants and needs. Think about it. How much of your time today was truly yours? How much of it was spent on things that mattered to you, that aligned with your goals? And how much of it was spent reacting, answering calls, responding to messages, engaging in conversations that drained you? Not because you wanted to, but because you felt obligated to. This isn't about shutting people out or being selfish. It's about understanding that every yes to someone else is a no to yourself. Every minute you give away is a minute you can never get back. If you don't start protecting your time now, you will never have enough of it for the things that truly matter. It starts with one simple but powerful shift: the ability to say no. The Stoic hard. No technique is not about being rude or cold. It's about setting clear boundaries. Instead of automatically agreeing to every request, pause. Ask yourself, does this align with what I need to be doing right now? If the answer is no, then say no, politely, firmly, without guilt. Try this today. The next time someone asks for your time, take a moment before answering. If it's not something urgent or truly important, decline it. Be kind, be respectful, but be firm. You do not owe your time to anyone except yourself, because in the end, the only person who will truly fight for your time is you. 3. The painful truth: you're lying to yourself. There's a lie you tell yourself every day, and it's killing your future. It's not an obvious lie. It's not something you say out loud. It's silent, insidious, and dangerously comforting. It whispers in your mind whenever you think about making a change, taking action, or doing something difficult. It says, "I'll do it tomorrow." Tomorrow is the most dangerous word in your vocabulary. It feels harmless. It feels logical. You tell yourself you're not avoiding the task completely, just postponing it until you feel more prepared, more ready. But readiness is an illusion. The truth is, you don't need more time. You need to stop lying to yourself. You've done it before. You've told yourself you'd start exercising next week, that you'd finally work on that passion project when you have more free time, that you'd fix your bad habits when life feels less overwhelming. And yet, here you are, still waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. The problem isn't that you don't want to change. The problem is that your brain is designed to resist change. It seeks comfort, routine, and predictability. It convinces you that waiting is safer than acting. Thinking about change is not the same as changing. This is the fake progress trap, the dangerous illusion that makes you feel productive even when you're doing nothing. You read about fitness instead of going to the gym. You watch videos about business instead of starting one. You research healthy meals instead of cooking them. You make elaborate plans but never follow through. This is why people spend years preparing to change, but never actually change. There's a man I once knew who always said he would start next year. He wanted to write a book, launch a business, and get in shape. But every year, he found reasons to delay. "I'm too busy with work right now. This isn't the right time. I'll have more time next year." 10 years passed. The book was never written. The business never started. His body, once full of energy, grew weaker with time. And one day, he looked back and realized he had wasted an entire decade waiting. But not everyone stays stuck in this cycle. Let me tell you about someone who broke free. Tim Ferriss, best-selling author of The 4-Hour Workweek, once admitted that he used to procrastinate on everything. He had ideas but never acted. He waited for the perfect time, until he discovered Stoicism. Inspired by Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, he changed one thing: he stopped waiting. He used memento mori to remind himself that every day wasted was a day closer to the end. He started taking immediate action, using the 5-second rule to break hesitation. The result? He wrote multiple bestsellers, built a multi-million-dollar business, and took complete control of his time. Stoicism wasn't just philosophy for him, it was survival. And it worked. Seneca, in On the Shortness of Life, wrote, "You act as if you will live forever, but time is slipping away." The worst part of this illusion is that we never feel the loss in real time. You don't notice when you waste an hour, but one day you wake up and you've lost years. Time doesn't disappear in big dramatic moments. It erodes in the small daily choices to delay, to wait, to say, "not yet." How many times have you told yourself you would start soon? How many times have you believed that the future would somehow be different? The truth is painful, but it's also liberating. Nothing changes until you do. The only way to escape this cycle is to take action before your mind has time to resist. The Stoics understood that hesitation is the death of discipline. The more you wait, the more your mind finds reasons to delay. That's why you must act before your brain starts debating. The solution is painfully simple, the 5-second rule. If you know something is important, count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then move. Don't think. Don't negotiate, just act. If you wait, even for a few seconds, your mind will start creating excuses, and you'll fall back into the cycle of inaction. Try it right now. Pick something, just one thing, that you've been postponing. Maybe it's a workout, a phone call, a difficult conversation. Whatever it is, count down from 5, and then do it. Don't wait. Because if you don't do it now, what makes you think you'll do it tomorrow? 4. The Stoic Time Mastery System. 4 steps to take back control of your life. Most people are not in control of their time. They don't decide how they spend their days. External distractions, other people's demands, and their own lack of discipline do. But imagine for a moment what your life would look like if every hour was spent with intention. Imagine waking up each day knowing that your time was being used for something that truly mattered, instead of slipping away into meaningless distractions. The good news is, this isn't just possible, it's necessary. And the Stoics knew exactly how to do it. This isn't just theory. Let me introduce you to someone who proved that this system works. Jack Dorsey, the co-founder of Twitter and former CEO of Square, built $2 billion companies at the same time. While most people struggle to manage even one demanding job, he was able to run 2 global empires without losing his sanity. His secret? A Stoic approach to time. Dorsey structured his life around one principle: extreme focus. He applied Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Instead of reacting to endless meetings, emails, and distractions, he deliberately designed his days with intention. He followed a strict routine where each day had a singular purpose. Monday was for management, Tuesday for product development, Wednesday for marketing and communication, and so on. He wasn't just working, he was making sure every moment aligned with what truly mattered. He also mastered the discipline of elimination. He cut out everything that didn't serve his highest priorities. He refused unnecessary meetings, limited his email time, and practiced digital minimalism, ensuring that his attention was never hijacked by trivial tasks. His approach mirrored the Stoic belief that if something doesn't contribute to your highest purpose, it's a distraction. Epictetus once said, "If you do not control your own time, someone else will." Jack Dorsey took this to heart. He refused to let the outside world dictate his schedule. But perhaps the most powerful practice he followed was memento mori. Every day he reminded himself that time is finite. He operated with a deep awareness that every wasted hour was an hour he could never get back. He didn't let procrastination take over. He didn't push things to tomorrow. He acted as if every day mattered, because it did. The result? He didn't just survive running 2 massive companies, he thrived. He had time for deep work, creativity, personal growth, and even physical fitness, all while leading at the highest level. His life was proof that when you take control of your time, you take control of your destiny. Most people think they're too busy to prioritize what matters. But what if the real problem is that they're too distracted? What if they're letting noise dictate their days instead of choosing their highest priorities? This is why the Stoics created a system for reclaiming time, because without structure, life slips away unnoticed. And if one of the busiest men in the world could master his time using these principles, what's stopping you? Now, it's time to apply this system in your own life. If you want to take back control, the first step is brutally simple, yet life-changing. Identify your true priorities. The uncomfortable truth is that not everything deserves your time. People waste years focusing on things that don't matter, chasing approval, obsessing over minor inconveniences, engaging in meaningless conversations. If you don't consciously decide what matters, the world will decide for you. Most people mistake busyness for productivity. They fill their schedules with low-value tasks and convince themselves they are working hard, but they never stop to ask the most critical question: is this actually moving my life forward? Most people think cutting distractions means reducing social media or spending less time on their phones. But true elimination is deeper than that. It means reconfiguring your entire environment to serve what truly matters. If you don't actively protect your focus, you will lose it. This is exactly what Ryan Holiday did. Before he became one of the most well-known Stoic authors of our time, he was drowning in distractions. As a young writer, he was constantly bombarded with emails, messages, and social obligations that seemed urgent, but ultimately took him away from his true work. He realized that if he didn't take extreme measures to protect his time, he would never write the books he wanted to write. So he made a radical decision. He moved to a quiet farm, away from the chaos of the city. No endless meetings, no meaningless social interactions, no distractions. He created a strict daily routine, waking up early, writing for hours without interruption, and living by the Stoic philosophy of deep work. The result? He became one of the most prolific writers of modern Stoicism. His books, including The Obstacle is the Way, Ego is the Enemy, and Stillness is the Key, have sold millions of copies worldwide. But more than success, he gained something far more valuable: complete control over his time. His philosophy was simple. If something does not contribute to your highest purpose, it does not deserve your attention. He took Marcus Aurelius's words to heart. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The question is, are you willing to take back control of your time the way he did? Most people aren't. They cling to their distractions, their excuses, their comfort zones. But if you're serious about mastering your time, then the next step is clear. You must build your own golden hours, the sacred, uninterrupted blocks of time where your highest value work happens. The first step is brutally simple, yet life-changing. Identify your true priorities. The uncomfortable truth is that not everything deserves your time. People waste years of their lives focusing on things that don't matter, chasing approval, obsessing over minor inconveniences, engaging in meaningless conversations. If you don't consciously decide what matters, the world will decide for you. Most people mistake busyness for productivity. They fill their schedules with low-value tasks and convince themselves they are working hard. But they never stop to ask the most critical question: is this actually moving my life forward? Marcus Aurelius, in Meditations, urged, do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others unless you wish to waste yourself. So ask yourself right now, if you could only focus on 3 things in your life, what would they be? If everything else had to be ignored, what would remain? This is how you uncover your true priorities, by eliminating what isn't essential. Once you know what truly matters, the next step is to cut the noise. If you are constantly bombarded with distractions, your ability to focus will be destroyed. The biggest thieves of your attention are digital distractions, social media, unnecessary notifications, endless scrolling. These things don't just consume your time, they consume your mental energy, your ability to think deeply, and your capacity to stay present. The solution is a digital detox, an intentional decision to reclaim your focus. This doesn't mean abandoning technology altogether. It means using it with discipline instead of addiction. Set specific times when you check messages, emails, or social media. Turn off notifications that don't serve you. Ask yourself before every click, is this necessary, or am I just avoiding real work? Epictetus famously said, if you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. In other words, let the world think you're uninformed about trivial things if it means you can focus on what truly matters. Once distractions are eliminated, it's time to build what the Stoics would call your golden hours, the sacred, uninterrupted blocks of time where your most valuable work happens. The modern world has normalized the idea that multitasking is efficient, but this is a complete lie. Studies show that deep, focused work produces exponentially better results than scattered, interrupted effort. If you really want to achieve something significant, you need unbreakable focus. This means creating 90-minute blocks where you work on your most important tasks with 0 interruptions. No phone, no unnecessary emails, no distractions, just pure, deep work. If you implement this alone, you will be more productive in a single day than most people are in a week. The key is to protect these golden hours as if your success depends on them, because it does. Finally, the most powerful practice of all, memento mori, the daily reminder that you will die. This isn't morbid, it's liberating. Most people waste time because they assume they have more of it. But the Stoics knew that time is an illusion. The only thing we are truly promised is the present moment. Seneca warned, "You are living as if destined to live forever. Your own frailty never occurs to you. You don't notice how much time has passed, but squander it as though you had a full and overflowing supply." The purpose of memento mori is not to make you afraid of death, but to make you aware of life. Every morning ask yourself, if I died today, what would I regret? If the answer is, I wasted too much time on meaningless things, then you know what must change. This system is not theoretical, it is practical, battle-tested, and simple. Identify your true priorities, cut the noise, build your golden hours, practice memento mori. If you do these 4 things, your relationship with time will change forever. The world is filled with people who waste their lives waiting for someday. Don't be one of them. You don't have time to wait. You only have time to act. 5. The 3-day Stoic Time Challenge. Stop wasting time now. You have heard the truth. You know that time is your most valuable asset. You understand that you have been wasting more of it than you ever realized. But knowing is not enough. Awareness without action is useless. If you do nothing after watching this video, then all of this was just another distraction, another way to feel productive without actually changing. Think this challenge is just a small exercise? Think again. Thousands of people have used Stoicism to transform their relationship with time. Take Jocko Willink, a former Navy SEAL commander. He was once overwhelmed, constantly reacting to external demands, losing control of his days. Then he applied Stoicism. He started waking up at 4:30 a.m., following a strict routine, eliminating distractions, and making every moment count. The result? He became a best-selling author, a leadership mentor, and a man who is fully in control of his time. His motto: discipline equals freedom. And that's exactly what this challenge will give you: freedom from wasted time. So here's the challenge, the 3-day Stoic Time Challenge. This isn't just another self-improvement exercise. This is a direct confrontation with how you use your time. Over the next 3 days, you will go through a process that will permanently shift the way you look at your days, your priorities, and your future. If you follow through, you will never waste time the same way again. If you don't, nothing will change. The first step is brutal but necessary: complete awareness. Most people have no idea where their time actually goes. They feel busy, exhausted even, but they can't explain what they've accomplished at the end of the day. That's because they are moving without direction, reacting instead of acting. The only way to change that is to expose the truth. Today, your task is simple. Write down how you spend every hour, every single one. Not just the productive hours, but everything. The time spent scrolling, the moments lost in meaningless conversations, the gaps of distraction between tasks. Don't judge yourself, just observe. See where your time flows. If you feel resistance to this, that's good. It means you're about to confront something real. Marcus Aurelius in Meditations wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This exercise is about taking back that power. But here's the catch. You have 24 hours to complete this step. If you don't, you probably never will. That's the truth. Most people will watch this video, feel inspired, and then do nothing. They'll tell themselves they'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. If you can't commit to simply observing how you use your time today, What makes you think you'll ever change it? So don't wait. Write it down now. This is your moment to take control. After seeing the raw truth of how your time is spent, it's time to cut. Day 2 is elimination. By now you will have identified patterns, repeated distractions, unnecessary obligations, moments that added no real value to your life. Today, you will choose 3 of them and eliminate them completely. Not reduce, not manage, eliminate. Be ruthless. If social media is draining your focus, delete the app for the day. If pointless meetings steal your energy, decline the next invitation. If a toxic relationship is consuming your attention, set a boundary. This is where most people hesitate. Cutting something out feels uncomfortable, but if you are not willing to remove distractions, then you are choosing to keep them. And if you choose to keep them, you choose to keep wasting your time. Seneca, in On the Shortness of Life, said, "You will hear many people saying, 'When I am 50, I shall retire into leisure. When I am 60, I shall give up public duties.' And what guarantee have you that your life will last longer? The time to eliminate what doesn't serve you is now, not someday. Now that you have cleared space, it's time to take action. Day 3 is about creating your time mastery plan, a plan that ensures that the time you have freed doesn't get filled with new distractions. Today, you will design your days with intention. Instead of reacting to life, you will structure your time around what truly matters. Identify the highest value activities in your life, the ones that move you forward. Protect them, schedule them, create non-negotiable time blocks where nothing interrupts your most important work. This is how you stop wasting time permanently, not through motivation, but through structure. If you don't set rules for your time, the world will set them for you. Most people will never do this. They will hear the challenge and think, "That sounds great, I should try it." But they won't. They will put it off, telling themselves they'll start when they have more time. And that's exactly why they stay stuck. If you've read this far, you know the truth. You know that waiting is just another excuse. So here's the final step. Commit, right now. In the comments, write, "I'm in," if you are taking this challenge. Start today, not tomorrow. Because if you don't take control of your time now, what makes you think you ever will? And here's something even more important. Don't do this alone. Challenges are easier when you have accountability. Tag a friend in the comments, send them this video, call them, message them, and tell them, "We're doing this together." Because let's be honest, if you try to do this alone, there's a high chance you'll quit. But if you have a friend checking in on you, asking about your progress, reminding you to stay focused, you'll be far more likely to follow through. So before you scroll away, think of one person who needs this message. One person who keeps saying they have no time, who is always busy but never moving forward. Send them this. Bring them into this challenge. Because this isn't just about you. It's about creating a movement of people who take back their time, who refuse to let life slip away. Let's do this together. Who's in? 6. A story you will never forget. There was a man who once had everything, or at least that's what the world believed. Wealth, power, success. His name was known, his achievements celebrated, and his status admired. But none of it mattered anymore. Lying on a hospital bed, staring at the sterile white ceiling, he knew the truth. He wasn't afraid of death. He was afraid of something worse. Regret. He had spent his entire life chasing things that felt important, meetings, deals, obligations, social events. He had told himself he was too busy to take that trip with his family, too focused on his career to start writing that book he had always dreamed of, too occupied with work to spend long, quiet afternoons with the people he loved. There was always another day, another opportunity, another chance to do it later. But later never came. Now, with only days left to live, he didn't think about the money in his bank account. He didn't replay the business meetings. He didn't care about the awards, the possessions, or the things he once considered urgent. None of it mattered anymore. The only thing that haunted him was all the time he had wasted. Seneca, in On the Shortness of Life, wrote, "You live as if you were destined to live forever. No thought of your frailty ever enters your head. You don't notice how much time has passed, but squander it as though you had a full and overflowing supply." But let's stop for a second, because this isn't just a story about him. This is a story about you. One day, this will be you. The only question is, will you feel the same regret? Imagine yourself decades from now in your final moments. Will you look back and be proud of how you spent your time? Or will you be haunted by all the things you never did? You don't have to answer me, but you do have to answer yourself. Because the truth is, time is running out. Most people will finish this video, feel inspired for a few minutes, then go back to their normal habits, scrolling, waiting, delaying, convincing themselves that there's still more time. But time doesn't care. Time is not waiting for you. It is slipping away, right now. So here's what you need to do. Right after this video, go sit in silence for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. No distractions, no phone, no excuses. Ask yourself one question. If I died today, would I be proud of how I spent my time? If the answer is no, then you already know what needs to change. And if you don't do it now, what makes you think you ever will? This is your moment. Take it. Time is the only thing you can never get back. You can earn more money, build more connections, even regain lost health. But once time is gone, it's gone forever. Right now, at this very moment, you have a choice. Continue wasting it or take back control. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They believed that true wisdom lies in recognizing the value of every second and living with full awareness. Seneca, in On the Shortness of Life, wrote, "When you understand the value of time, you will stop wasting it on things that don't matter." If you've made it this far, you now see the truth. You now know that distractions, procrastination, and meaningless obligations are not just minor inconveniences. They are stealing your life. So here's your challenge. Right after this video, put your phone down, sit in silence for 5 minutes. No distractions, no scrolling, no excuses. Just ask yourself one question. If I died today, would I be proud of how I spent my time? If the answer is no, then you already know what needs to change. But here's the real test. Most people won't do this. Most will finish this video, feel inspired for a moment, and then go back to their usual habits. Don't be most people. Because one day you'll wake up and there will be no more time left. The only question is, will you be ready? If you're committed to taking control of your time, comment number "Time is now" below. Let this be your first act of commitment. And if this message spoke to you, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Because sometimes all it takes is one moment of realization to change a life. Now I leave you with one final question. What will you do with the time you have left?